Inside the program this Thursday morning, Radio Democracy, they can look at the past mark way how young people learn to take different drugs them and the effects where this gets to the development one.
Of drugs they on the increase.
Yeah.
And now it gets to society at this point. Whose kind way you think say on go able for speed up the measures them what you make we talk about?
One way now for first and foremost block then routes here where people in the come with them drugs here. I think the minister mentioned about supply route or supply channel. How people in the car with them, because again, this is about people and they make billions of dollars at the expense of the national security. In a sense, the young people them who depend on, we get the energy, we get power for make this country grow. Because from we understanding, all people then are retirement, they go in our government, they pay them now because they don't serve government, like pension. You understand? While young people, then on and then they bring money to government and they bring money to society. So if this particular body, what would they call young people, they under this kind of problem, the first thing we need to know who are these importers them. Which routes then they use? Na Guinea, na Liberia border, how then they carry them? We need to know. Because then they make money while we society they perish.
But then same importer there, so Mr. Conte,
yes.
Just earlier when the minister be talk about the supply chain. He make mention of prominent people in our society where they part of the importer there. We then think in the young way this for make money now. So
I think
if you want to fet such kind of threats and prominent people wait for the part of this threat, not part of the problem, you think say it will be an easy fight?
I think the minister, well, it will clarify that, but I think it's time for say people in the way they consume them, where they even different places. But the importers, I think it's very difficult for all we disclose whether then are these people or these people. Now, thank God in the duty bearer for the young people them. We're responsible for they and make policy for young people. But what should they say here? The first thing, the importers, I know they are business people. We know saying are people the way they do normal business. Then go down register with the government saying that this product will they bring inside. But then they disguise this illegal substance them, we get for give them billions of dollars under the markets they wouldn't carry with this country. Conspiracy they. Again, the same custom, the same what you call the entry routes them. We get decent officers, of course, na them border here. But we get the one they also believe say when you didn't border now for make money. So they conspire with these business people. They know, law not rule them out. They know that this kind of substance they can inside. And then they pay huge sum of money when a bribery. When I would need for go discover at them point here. When they come with some in large substance, this thing don't spread, not to just Freetown. Go to the provinces again, Bo Kenny, Mama Kenny, all over the young people. It's as if then they communicate, say, well, say something, you say something. It don't spread all over. So the next thing, they lost them in this country. Now you talk about even the anti-drugs commission. There's a whole commission established by an act of parliament where they don't get better power. We don't attend 2-3 meetings with them. You understand? You find out, say, the government need for strengthening them, the anti-drug agency. They set day in this country where you get power for monitor on NPR. We get pharmaceutical board where they regulate drugs the way they can in this country and check for the potency of even Panadol and other things. And that we get strict law in this country. No pharmacist not for sell you medicine without doctor and prescription. So these are all things that we need for look at how strict we go follow. Then we forget people and where they go on the spot checks. The pharmaceutical board being they do that first time, where then they go and check you drugs them. If you get drugs that they expire, you're not supposed for there on a drug where now only doctor for prescribe because some of them are there anesthetic drugs. Like way sometimes they get for do their operation way so painful, the doctor need for do based on a knowledge, say for give this person this kind of medicine, let them not feel the pain. Now somebody they take, you not get pain, no doctor prescription, it send 10-20 dose by himself. They sit down now for wait for do anything because waiting in body now and they feel nothing. If you go do bad to somewhere, let them the bitter and the chop, I mean, they feel nothing. So these are the things them what we get for first and foremost do. This education we go do around the country, community radios, talk. But the thing here is the laws and the importance. And now we they talk about people that now they make and say inside here. We don't want to call them, but we don't get intelligence about people the way they make dangerous substance them. Then they disguise because they don't register saying that they make these drinks, that they make this. Yeah, okay. But we find out say not to that moment how they make. So we need more and more supervisors for go on the spot, check the substance what you they make, just like them they do for them water plastic here. So man a water well direct they put for with there, Allah say pure water. You understand? Pure water, they give people them typhoid. Now make typhoid cases so they increase now the country. So these are some of the things on the spot check, on the spot arrest. You know.
All right, continue for the week the program. We'll go come back to now in case you just tune in the program. Now, Good Morning Salon, and today na the program where they talk about substance abuse, where plenty people believe they don't come on now among Sierra Leonean them, especially the young people them.
We be listening to more like Conte as it be the talk about the issue we get for do with substance abuse. We look at the program this morning, how young people on they take different drugs them and safe, how then they affect the way how them safe for contribute to national development. So they bring the minister come inside. We don't listen to waiting more like say and make mention of different things them way as young person in things they go be the way forward for able for tackle the way how the situation they as it is. One panitin we talk about get for do it on the spot checks for let different people are gonna different side them and fair not waiting exactly they happen at different places them we get for do with drug abuse. From the ministry angle, how the ministry don't intervene for ensure say the issue of on the spot check, for example, are able for know the different side them where then young people are they take them here and who side and they pull them.
Yeah, it's not just by the ministry alone, maybe, yeah. I'll tell you this, a couple of months ago, it reached to the highest degree, from the presidency, where all the players in one room would discuss and put strategies in, ranging from immigration, ONS, the police, CID, anti-drug, every player, over 20 players in one room, and put measures them where we feel say we combat this whole thing we will talk about. I'll tell you, they are working. Like you make mention of the importers, we get over 4 containers where they're under custody, where the people that go through trials now as I speak. And when you talk about what thing happen at Salon, when we talk about substance abuse, drug abuse, it's not just about Sierra Leone. It's as a result of the youth bulge. We get more young people now than ever before. You go to America, UK, South Africa, see what happened at Kenya yesterday. Go to the neighboring countries then. It is beyond what you think. But because Sierra Leone, and we get a very responsible president, a very responsible government, these are just awareness raising structures that we don't put in place where they happen at the neighboring countries and across. But what will they try for talk about? Like you make mention of the importers. People and the way they go through trials now as I speak. Yeah? We just call on the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, the office. There are certain things where we're not supposed to go beyond everything. And we follow. We follow from the presidency, take calm down, they follow every bit along the line. That tells you we really hit within with the time for talk about and for time for combat this whole thing. You talk about border crossing. Now I'll tell you, it's very difficult to lay out then substance what they tell you about. As marshmallow, cocaine, now the borders them. But let me not forget back say, the legal borders them. Sierra Leone alone, inside Caribbean alone, gets over 246 border crossing points. You get some hosts them, the Fontudo de Guinea, the Bablo de inside Sierra Leone. So we borders are so porous. But all of them the fact that you don't cut the chain, you don't try to put measures in place where the main import will be they come through containers, come through the ports, you do container and the longer the chain, the higher the price. Yeah? And what thing will they try for do now that if you check like where you make mention of one of the substance one, they understand say they try for link to maybe tramadol. When we take governance newly tramadol, 3 caplets now 2,000 or 2,000 yes. Based on NRA, custom, where they begin read the border, them read the drug. Now as I speak, you get 1 caplet and over 20,000. So they're no longer going for that. So where see we don't wage war against then importers there, then lords there, I'll tell you, not sign only for hide.
Una don't wage war against the importers them and safe una don't day on that high level consultation now. Una they meet for continue for strategize how for reduce the use of this substance. But again, when people go begin see una reach to that level of naming and shaming certain people were involved, because when they see the police, they make arrest. Some then can even charge them go court, but along the line, then they free some of them people again.
Yeah, like I make mention of the laws. You understand? May not we get the law enforcement agencies, we get people who are responsible for ensure say then implement the law to the letter. Like I can tell you, if you hold somebody, you know they prove them guilty until you put on a court of law where able to say yes, this person guilty or not guilty. What do we do? Like I say, the people away the Sierra Leone Port Authority arrest a couple of weeks ago, days ago, and the intel we get them. Yeah, we make the arrest. The port make the arrest. Stakeholder make the arrest. Hand over to police. Police do the necessary and charge them. The fact say you owe them. The fact say you charge and go court. The fact say even the drug lord, the wholesalers, then I'll tell you, get over 15 to 16, 20. Now we're under strong surveillance. We're like, we don't miss you. I tell you, you know, there's no side for height under the current dispensation where you get into drug, especially the one where they sell then substance and they kush, tramadol, coke. I mean, sometimes when you talk about spot check, I can see everything, are they into everything, and you get a whole lot of network, you get people in way. We're not saying
so not for the young people are no more involved in this.
For take substance. No.
Right.
I make measures so you get people within a position of trust, where they taxpayers, where they take some of them substance there.
Okay.
Continue for Do It at the studio. Mohamed Oman Bangra will come to una back as we continue with the issue we get for Do It. The drugs and where young people don't they take and see how they affect their contribution to national development. Well, this may create a democracy. Cheno Jalo been going a different side outside the young people here can day. As we go talk to them for no way to make some of them they take their drugs here and how they can feel when they don't take them. Let's listen to the reports where Cheno Jalo do as we go work on a different side them.
Well, I dey sell drug, I dey take drug, I dey sell tie, I dey sell kush, I dey smoke kush, I dey smoke tie.
Why you dey take her?
Well, for make I go able kill me stress, then put me heart down.
Okay, so for how long you don't take this?
Well, from 1990, where I don't begin to smoke up till now.
So now kush and jamba no more you take?
I dey take kush, I dey take tie at times, then I dey take one pega gin.
You don't ever see this thing affect you? You don't ever get complication out of this?
Well, I don't really get any complication yet, except at times the gene I can take, I can get in me system there now.
Why not then certain set of drugs here no more you don't take it?
Well, as you say, this drug what they take, it look fits me because as you say, what I don't take, I can look do what they look do and suffer.
What do you mean push you and make you go into this stuff?
Well, why make I can't smoke because of during the time them who can left school job no day, I will find out say unless we begin smoke tie for make we able lose the stress them that we had.
You ever sit down a moment to reflect, say, I want for left this thing what I do so because of 1-2 reasons?
Yes, exactly. I don't see them and think say this thing I really want left and because of as you say I don't for day by this smoke tea at least may I die. As you say I for left smoke.
So you ever make moves like for left and they go back onto her?
Yes, I don't make the attempts. I don't left for about 3 months. But I'm not able to come back into the system back. I begin smoke back. I will need counseling. At least the people and we will lecture, we counsel we so that I will be able to stop for smoke.
Me, I don't like for you for now. I could share the take.
You take tie?
Tie the smoker, yes, I don't like the smoker.
How long you don't into this?
Hey, but we are from we grandpa their own roots. We come from the table small. We still grandpa the same way.
Okay, so what if we push you actually will make yourself begin blow the cushion and take the tie?
Hey, bro, I'm too much thinking and stress. I get stress, bro. Sometimes they can't job lady, but I believe say if I want me to get there, get me money, I believe say that 5 times you know mean nothing. I must buy me one kush, I sit down coolly, I live with my family. From there now I eat, from there I sleep.
Okay, kush are the most recent drugs we don't kind of people, plenty people believe say don't they make young man in the golf. Then they misbehave. You never misbehave with a kush?
No. The only thing I didn't come, because I kush make a left from. So may God I worship.
So you wake and take kush and misbehave. I can feel.
I feel nice, I sleep fine. Like me one, I for sit down me one, I meditate. I don't think about person. I get fine job now, I left. I'm in a driver. I I get me license, all thing correct. So I then pass I dey do the mommy cooker job. From there I don't do a whole day, I need to take and work on job. So from there I don't left my job, I did now I could reduce in the community where it's not there.
All right, well, that's a voice of different people and way Cheno Jalo talk to na get to them a free tongue, ask them, they tell them about waiting, make them they take the drugs them way they involve and self why some of them they sell them and how it can happen to them after when they don't take them. Well, as we continue to look at this kind, we have young people and they involve and then Tiale we listen to Princess Pierce, we go talk to other sets of young people them again, but this same thing we get to do with drug abuse.
The use of drugs among people, they're not fine. Not fine, they're bad. But I don't know what thing they happen to society presently because they don't become rampant. I would say majority of the youth man then now in society today they take drugs. Some can give their instances say out of stress. Some can say problems the way they get. Then some are addicted to it now. They get a lot of effects. If you're not fit you, they make you mad. It can always make you the eye and they do something abnormal. My advice could be very short is that we will stop them. We're gonna tell young food to your health. We're not into drugs throughout your life.
Because like me, I don't take drugs anyway. But the way I see they do to people them, drugs not to find in anyway. Drugs they lead them for do bad way. I believe say way you're not supposed to do. Okay, like me, so I don't see but people that really take drugs. Some man for them, pass their count to WhatsApp and like this drug habits are within the pass right now. So like me, I believe say some man they do this because of job no day. And that's me they think job no day idleness. Government for look into this one. The one the way they count the drugs inside the country and then for deal with. For let this stop because most of our young brothers, some man don't go mad right now. They don't craze now in society, and then people then they get putting with them for do. Now this society where they like today the way then they not able again because of drugs. So me like me so I plead to the government for make it go stop the one the way they count the drugs.
Not you know the way better Panam. Mr. Senani Mona Miso because I begin smoke at 10 years of age. I'm 55 years. Now I smoke, I don't get resistance. I smoke, I drink, I don't get resistance. If I work like from here, for going to get chanda. If you find out what the blue child like good they want kill now. Now what's enough to Namishikwan to manage my life because of the bad job. I see some man can check out my coaching, some man can left farm. Sometimes we get appointment like with the appointment all right. You say, oh, let's go back. Because like me, what happened to me this BNTM, let's take example. I've been getting one woman and my girlfriend, it died. I be left for drinking coffee, say, are they normal? But I can't look, my body caught, I thought, I don't know way. What's you don't let not drink home? I don't know myself. About later I look back, now I say, oh, this is not correct.
That's different people them way Princess Pierce been talked to for let them self give your opinion about the way how young people don't they take drugs and self apart from the young people from their voices then the way listen in class say other people and self they take drugs.
All right, the program Good Morning Salon they continue. We come back to the studio guests then. Before that, we don't listen to different young people and from waiting we listen from the clip. And not only like focus on the issue we get for do with unemployment because somebody did away saying say they take it, they sell. Some man even explain say if they go work, where come work is still a come. So from where to don't hear the issue of unemployment, don't look they go one side because people say where they work, still they go into the issue we get for do with drug abuse. Now let us go back to the homes them. From where to we don't hear it from the clips them. Now whose role you think say the family gets for play in all of this? Because if somebody get job, you're a young person, you get job, but you go na job, you commodity come, you still go into drug abuse. Whose role would they expect say the family then for play in all of this?
I think that's another factor we discover that even the broken homes, now some of the things that really lead also to people for take drugs. Because when mama and papa are not together, You know, mama the men the picking one side, the papa the men are another way. When the home is scatter, that home the picking gets like a mind way, again middle, it gets a vacuum when in the men himself. And the men with the men himself, it in a streets. One say, he go tell mama say to papa. Another time, he go tell papa say to mama day. Them broken homes, they cause similar thing like this, so they talk about. Then again, if you get papa who they take him comfortably, they even send the pikin for go buy him. You understand? Now, bad motivation. Because the pikin gets inspired at that age where he's small, that's in papa they take him. So instead go just say, well, let me say something that they send me for go buy. You understand? Now I make decent countries them, now the world advanced countries them. They even put laws for say under 18 for go buy rum self alcohol. You understand? Now an offense. In Sierra Leone, now you go see even tobacco, then cigarettes, then they send Pekin for go buy. Somebody send Pekin for go buy stout, again bag for go buy omole or whatever. It's wrong. Because the Pekin along the line, now a scientist will go and do an experiment. Always daddy they send me, mommy they send me for go buy this. They go reach one point, now road it open them. Either it tastes or if they get money, say I go buy, I go corner. A one for real sweating in daddy and mama they do. So not a good example. So we expect the home them for be the first school where for teach the Pekin them but moral, values. Waiting for do and waiting not for do. Because most of we today for the studio how we talk, now because the home help we greatly in our life. Mama they tell you say not do this. If papa they tell you say not do this. This now the school them. The church and the mosque now that school them. Before we go now to the formal school, follow we go learn, book, and when about 3 or 4 hours we can do the school long come out we can host. So the home gets great role for play for the beginning development one, and even the young people in today. Because certain time they wouldn't say they go lay complain to your mama. Some of who they beg, may go lay complain. Because we know so when you go mama go vex or papa go vex, then go deal with me. So the homes them then get for help government. Government, yes, then the umbrella papa and mama wait for take care. But again, that home where it damage. Something and they wait for happen in society, where enough for happen now because of the home in bad one.
Because the reason again we make her ask, if you listen to some of them voice and they like
now
grown ups them where already then self get their own family, then get them picking them where they look up to them, but then self involved in this kind of thing.
Yes, so
what would they expect?
So would they expect say then kind home then they like motivate the picking say this not fine thing. Not way society accepts. Where in reality, not so society wants for that home they be. But rather unfortunate that even the papa, they tell you, say, me don't 50 something, and this thing, me don't depend, and I don't they take him. Everywhere they tell you, say, no well said, because since I don't begin to say, then see how they affect them.
So like, what do you go say to that other voice, the drug seller, where say in the sell and they take the drugs, they sell them as a way of creating job for himself. We mean say they do them because they don't get work. That excuse they really valid. Say because I don't get work, now make they go into drugs and even sell drugs.
You see, now I make a rather unfortunate we lost them again, and even the enforcement are not too effective. I would say so because what would they talk about even for sell drugs? One thing for no say first now an offense, a crime, for do them. And if we do on the spot check, with policeman they will tell you say then get to then call statutory offense, like then who say strict liability offense. When they meet you on the spot, you possess within the law say for possess for all and no more self. Just where you hold jamba. Some quantity, maybe not to be big one, but cool quantity, just for let you all now offense. Then they charge you to court, and that alone are evidence for make you get serious charges against you. So in a sense, that on the spot check, where we get for the do, we in joint partnership with government and with the other enforcement agency, them even the consumer protection agency, they all come on board. Trust me, we will get effects. Because for like you even the talk say at the seller, at the consumer, you not even get for make profits. Because now one of the law of our drugs law them, where they tell you say, anything like that kind of substance where you they take, you don't become addicted. You not get for make no profit. Right, so to say now job you defend because you they sell thing where we know say them ban na society in itself is not an excuse. And not to excuse will make you go free.
All right. right, continue for the with the program. More like Conte, Executive Director for the National Youth Coalition. When they bring in the Minister of Youth, the area of the laws them were not favorable or the laws they're not too strong for they unable for take serious action against some of them people there. So where maybe police they all with the substance or police they get information say this person they sell them or even they import them come to the country. The laws them not too they in una favor for take some of them strong actions there. From the ministry, any plans they for sit down with other stakeholders them and try for look back into the laws?
Yeah, Khadija, like before I come to the laws that we talk about, I beg for differ, say not only broken homes, people in the streets, they take substance drugs. No. Like when I begin my first statement, I'll make mention say, even money man picking them, they take this next substance as I speak. Not because them papa them poor or because them mama them poor. Even people the way they work, we get fine job, they take their substance there. Yeah? Even people that would think say they want to celebrities them. Like I tell you, we get a whole network where we don't map out, where we don't want the cracking. Like to say the laws are not favorable, we get a lot of people where they don't send good on because of the thing and they even the factism. We get factism where they produce substance them, where they don't give the license, not them. Now there are structures where we the type of put in place say, if you don't give like we just come say shut down. But there are things they know they put in place for ensure say then substance and the way they produce, you know go able you know go just they produce any kind of have. Yeah, we see even the cost of some of them they go there when they sell. You sell them 1,000 units, 2,000 units. We're very harmful. I tell you about acetone, we're at 99%. Then they use them for different things. So if a whole thing don't come, the whole team, the presidency called the whole team Cassidy on State House. The chief minister championed the one day. And she said, let me talk. What do we for do? You get the perpetration, you get the law enforcement, all the agencies them sits and State House say, let me find way out for combat this. I mean, that's not to the highest degree. So what do they tell for say not to because somebody not get job. You get people who get job like I make mention. Somebody make when you ask the question about what do we get for do as a society, and they ask that even you picking, where you picking come to school, where you come you see a doll, they don't take push. You get some substance where you take an adult, they doll you. You get some substance where you take they hype you, they come down, can look heavy. It is like I make mention, somebody don't choke him, mama. Because you know they even know, say, where they get that come down, things and the way they do, you know they even know. At the end of the day, they regret. So why you need to take something where you know say after it left you, they regret why you do them. It's a society issue. You make mention of sociology, you make mention of what we need to do as a society for change the way we do things, for change the way we think. It's not only about Sierra Leone. The more you get young people and the more you get more young people challenge, we'll get a lot of backlog. You make mention of the Ebola. What are they will call young people today? Let's go back to the TRC report. We get a lot of minors, 7 years, 8 years old picking them, when I be members, when I be rebel them, when I be involved into the war. These are the people until they're into that age where we call you. During after the war, you get Ebola, you get monster, now you get COVID. There are a whole lot of challenges that we go through now this country. But that not mean say, now a matter of choice again. It don't mean say, if you go win in the life, go put your family to this pit, go count disrespect in your family, and go kill yourself because you did because of one reason or the other.
So, what's workable strategy when they plan for implement? Because when I don't make mention of the fact say higher people in authorities they were involved in either the importation of the thing they take for mix for income and use NTR or sometimes they want the way they na the gateway for ensure the thing they not come inside. People and they again where then they give money, bribe them for the nice they can't see another kind inside, but when you look at them, it really they can inside. So, what's workable strategy go for be implemented this time?
Yeah, but maybe if you refer to war, they disclose the strategy, then definitely the other side go put measures them for BT system.
So
like
I don't see cooperation, for example, from the security sector.
Perfect. I tell you, even the containers, I tell you, you go at a key containers, they monitor them. Yeah, containers in the way they all 1 or 2 weeks ago, 4 containers. Then they even people that they take the push, then they put dog, pull the shoes. Put her inside, like we buy shoes, pull the shoes, you put her inside there. If they buy a whole set of something, like if you say they buy milk, Ovaltine, you pull the Ovaltine, you put her inside there. You know, let's tell you something here. You get some containers, them like only get formula where you if getting container with somebody they put, you say okay, if they put everybody they carry something for come ship away the container full, you send them. Yeah. Now you also the pack that container, that barrel. You count your barrel, you put it inside. So most of them barrel and they also the people especially UK. That marshmallow, now UK now the hotspots where they come from. You know, marshmallow, even cocaine. Then they put it inside their key shoes, you pull the carpet, pull everything and put it inside. You can buy cup, you can buy a whole tape or set, then pull the machine inside, put it inside. So if you don't able to pick on every little thing of that thing, they put it well. The major, the structured entities in this country, they do excellently. But waiting I will challenge them. Now if you take any of their substances, they drop on again. You get over 200 to 300 border crossing points to Sierra Leone. If you drop on another country, you get a whole country areas and way with safe. But what will they say here? For the wholesalers, you don't get hiding ground. Now just a matter of time when we'll crack you. When the law enforcement agency they crack you, they monitor you. We'll get a whole lot of network where they go after everything. Down to the side and mix them. They do the chemistry. Everything they on with safe.
So at this point, when I get anybody where they una go and say this person na in the law or all and want for make like a case study, say yes. The police they monitor other law enforcement agencies, then they work with una all for make sure say una reduce the way how people they export the particular different substance.
Yeah.
Then where they can
Yes, Khadija. If you go on CID now, you go police, you get about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cases. Where me personally, they monitor how the law they take, how the cases they go. Not only me, right up evil boss, they monitor. Because it's about how do we protect your generation. And this kind of thing, it's not about we as a government, moral guarantors, that we go for do we own side. But society itself need for no say. There is no way you go abuse substance, you put your life at risk. Because like more like big pressure, if somebody don't take substance, he cut his foot, somebody they sit down and say, "Oh, that take my foot." You see that you say actually take your foot. Where because but when you don't take that in the way it left you, trust me, most of the time they get. It has to do with advocacy. It has to do with even one of the media houses them for let me ensure say the message will be sent to brothers and sisters them. May they know say sometimes there's a time in life between the age of adolescence, yeah, where they feel seeing a big man, they feel seeing a big woman. You get that curiosity mind, you get that exploration mind. You want if it's social media, some of the disadvantage. There are things and when they were South Africa, they do their own thing. Where sometimes people the last time where diaper business come inside, and I see how like he almost transformed me something else. Are they all over the place for ensure say they no say this the way you take them in 4 days. They pack everything inside you. In less than 1 month, you die. By the time they are we are say this no good, they're able left. But this campaign will dip and so, and this thing will dip and so. Now we all get to come together for ensuring we protect the society. I tell you, other countries and worse.
All right. Continue for the with you in the program. Mohamed Oman Bangura, in the Minister of Youth Affairs. Today in the program, we they look at the use of substance, different substance that we people they take, especially the young people, and how this they embark national development. All right, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue. We still get Morai Conte, when the Executive Director for the National Youth Coalition, and Mohamed Oman Bangura, and the Minister of Youth Affairs. Today in the program, we talk about substance abuse, as this now one way plenty people believe say they on the increase in the country. Well, we don't talk so many things. Them now we go now to we text them. We then say don't contribute to the program, and we they go now Facebook page. The first message we are going to take from Charles Kanu. It is say, Mr. Minister, creating job opportunities is one intervention and workable strategy that will mitigate the consumption.
Joseph Josiah on our Facebook say there are a lot of different factors responsible because there are some people with jobs but still take drugs. What about kids underage? It's because of job? No question where they ask.
From Father Gas, now Facebook page, they say drugs addiction is becoming very alarming these present days. Measures need to be put in place to curb this menace.
These other messages say in Sierra Leone, anything goes wrong, they blame the government. The government becomes the scapegoat instead of looking at their own behavior.
From Alpha Rogers, now Facebook page, they say the role of the family has become dysfunctional in contemporary society. The family in the 80s is quite different from the family we are having now in contemporary society. Another factor the government needs to look at is the fertility rate in the country. The fertility rate is becoming very alarming in our society every now and then. Too many birth rates without any proper provision. How can you give birth to 6 or more children when you know the resources are not enough to polish all of them?
Charles Cannon on Facebook, effective monitoring and monitoring is very important to mitigate the consumption of harmful drugs by youths.
All right, so they look at few more messages, then we will come to which studio guest them. This one, they say why this government can give any information about the use of drugs.
This other one from Richard Samuel Freeman on Facebook, he say police them. Now they are the experts. They grow, plant, buy, and sell these stuffs. Some of them are. So how can we enforce when the law enforcement agencies do the job?
For Mystic Dwazak, now Facebook page, they say the excessive intakes of harmful drugs and alcohol by young people in Sierra Leone is worrisome. Many young people has destroyed their internal fabrics, all in the name of alcohol and drugs consumption. That's why the rate of liver failure and kidney problem are very alarming in the country.
All right, the final one we may go look at because of time. Abubakar Siddiq Darami, he say it is just irresponsible to blame others for our inaction and failures. We know that it's not. We know what is good and what is bad, and it's left with us to make that judgment.
All right, my final one I take now from Edmond Delvin Fofana. They ask, say, Mr. Minister, what is the Drugs Enforcement Agency in Sierra Leone doing? Well, from their messages, then they come now to studio guests for respond to some of the comments and questions them we come now the program where they start with the Minister of Youth Affairs as they get most of the questions then. Mr. Minister.
Yes, thank you very much, Khadija, and thanks to all Texas and viewers for them commenting there. Listening well within the Texas send, it tells you that awareness done the day. But before going to the Texas, I want to ask this question again. Why we need for blame government for something where somebody they do out of your own free will, not a matter of choice? Now they choose say make I take this. It's not because somebody not get job, because don't listen to somebody where get job, tell you say, why come on work and this I take. You don't listen to somebody who tell you say, oh, I get a job, I get come on a very good family, and they take this. You know? So wait till they tell for saying that one of the Texas asked what thing the government don't do for combat of them thing there. I don't make mention of a lot of arrests them way they are now and will they follow up on the case in there. And one of the things that we very soon we'll go for embark on. Now for name them people and they shame them and try to give them public trial that when they try you for importation of substance or any harmful drug in this country, they ensure say we popularize them, young advocates and they for see you say now you know one person where they go through this because they do this. Because how you go there, you just believe saying that substance, not kush or tramadol or this, now you need for sell for they make money. So you people are here for no. Some of them and they put things in place towards down there. And like Mystic Kweti, the right was they say you take them drugs in there. And when you take them, the negative effect is too much, not only on government, even you, your family. Yeah? And all them things they not things we get from we as a society get for faith. The parenting, yeah, we the media houses them, even including we brothers them, nothing no wrong. It's difficult for let somebody addicted to something for them move out. But it's more dangerous what you did to them, you allow for them take you to death. So why you not go stop now and recalibrate your mind and decide for think productively? By all indication, I tell you, not to because people not get job, make them they take drug. Because you get people them. I make mention of people in our society where they take substance, not because they don't get job, then get, but now that way they don't feel safe and with safe. So as a responsible government, now we roll and responsibility for me, should say, we talk to you, let you know what you stand for gain, where you stop for using substance, then they, what you stand for gain, where the loss, because the loss of every young person in Sierra Leone very important to be like any other person.
Because that's why I ask you, say, waiting you go say to a young person where they listen to you, while you they try for work on strategies for ensure so na block the main chain of outside and the pull and carry it the country. Why young people for CM say necessary for let them stop for take the drugs? And because if someone they say now because it's stressed, now because it's depressed, they take them. just as we did talk earlier, you go don't take that moment day, but when it don't dump you, you stress still continue. So why is necessary for letting stop for take if you get depression or stress, for example, you find an option to calming yourself down instead of the drugs? Why?
Yeah, and like you make mention, why you need for things say this way are they take not good. But maybe we'll talk about messaging back. When message come from people who trust in our society really key. You know, if your mama tell you something, your papa tell you something, you take them very serious. If your pastor tell you something, you take them very serious. So people we trust in our society for champion this message, for send and say, when you take drug, you not only they disrespect your family, yeah, it get effects on your family. You not only they disrespect your community, because it get negative effects. If you don't take kushi, they run after people. You don't take substance, they run after people in our society. Trust me, that you don't become a liability, you don't become something that's a threat to society. And as a government, we very care about that. If you don't take substance, you don't become productive in our society. And young people, like more like make mention, say, now we get it now we get tomorrow. And the only way where we go get a brighter future and when we make very good use of the population where we get now. Let the current youth board, we use the current youth board as an advantage. Make the challenges then of the youth board not become negative to we, where it will cost we more when that time they come. When that time they come, yeah. So information sharing, social media way this issue, let me learn for the use them to be advantage. People, the young people, they explore. Some man when you don't explore, you don't see this, it will tell you say, okay, let me save try. You don't see schools them way the chemistry or we save teacher, they tell you say, wait, take this, you put this, you take this, you put this, it will give you this effect. Then we use that to be advantage, not to be disadvantage. And we ask that we're in a position of trust. Where the communities and where people are expect to be, let me spread the message because you don't know whether a young person will go take what he don't go take, or not only a young person, whether person will don't take what he take. Like, he can do anything. It might be saying for you they come, it might be saying something else he could do, and it will cost you a lot. Say the drivers, yeah. SLRS say they try to put structures in place. Very soon they go do fertilizer check on spot. You driver when they check you, then last say the alcohol content in the system high, then pull you out.
All right.
So all I'm saying, they will put things in place towards that.
Continue for the with the program, Mr. Minister of Youth Affairs. So they bring you in more like from where you begin for talk this earlier. You be make mention of on the spot check, continuous engagement with the youth them. Una say from the National Youth Coalition, how una don dey work for joining with the Ministry of Youth Affairs for ensure say una do this continuous engagement and this on the spot check for tell people them some of the bad effects them when substance how then they take the cause to their life.
Yeah, as we start initially, I tell you now collaborative effort for we go able for conquer this menace we get in our society. And we at the National Youth Coalition, they work with governments and non-governmental institutions them for ensure say we channel the message to the people, especially the final consumers, for let them know say this medically not good for you because at the end they ruin your life and then you go die, like somebody will not ever come safe in this world because you don't take the wrong thing and deliberately now you the consumer, not supposed to inject something, you're not supposed to force you.
So at this point,
but,
quick one more
yes,
like,
yeah.
At this point where it clearly shows the evidence then they everywhere say the substance abuse they on the increase na Salonia, not only among the young people them, even self people where hold positions them na the country they into this. What do you think say na the urgent measures where all stakeholders in the youth sector for try for reduce this menace?
First, I think we don't talk about advocacy. Second, we want to do this on the spot check collaboratively with the law enforcement body them and also with other government institutions, even the Ministry of Health. I think we don't talk about how we can collaborate with the Ministry of Youth because the Ministry of Youth now the major institution for young people, but they can collaborate with all other important institutions for conquer this. And as we say, youth psychologists then call youth them as the age of blunder. And they most of they make mistake or they blunder. The old people their own age, then call them the age of regrets. At the time, Bokuman can say, hey, wait, if I be no, sorry, I don't do it, I do. Right. But now, at this stage, I'm more of talking to them, engaging them, we come with scientific people, like them medical doctor, for show them the effects. Because sometimes when we go to talk self on advocacy, but they're not going to like take them that serious. But let Dr. Kai tell you, say, these are the implications, where you fascinate. And then the last but not the least, we also they say, why would they say government for put more measures in place? Because government gets the big load for ensure say this kind of thing not continue. Because in the long run, it get for cost government more than government they even imagine.
Right.
Because if you 10, 20 young people increase, they need rehabilitation center. The burden they count on government back for fair rehabilitation for them. If you not get rehabilitation, the crime again they increase in our society. We got to begin talk about police, forget this gear, get more equipment for fights against crime. And so for avoid all this, I make they put pressure on government, small say, una need for do more. So let we work collaboratively. Let we able to stop this problem last year.
Thank you very much, Molai Conte, Executive Director for the National Youth Coalition, we na a youth advocacy group in video between the studios, and also many thanks to the Minister of Youth Affairs, Mohamed Oman.
Like I just did this last one, yeah. What we give for they do follow up on the current cases, and naming and shaming get for be the next step on every case we will do it. We get for do dog. Right. Once again, thanks very much.
Thank you. We come to the program now. They end the program. Good morning, Salon. Usman Kamara, na emi kuna watch we live now on Facebook page, and DJ Lava na give you technical support. Mina Khadija Bangura, the wishing all a blessed day.
And Mabel Kabadi say goodbye.